Hey guys, Doc here. Just wanted to go over the books that I picked up this week at the comic book shop. Now, if you hear any noises in the background, I've got a crazy cat who is having a case of the zoomies, so pay no attention. He might just zoom right past through the camera at some point. But anyway, let's get started here, guys. And what did I pick up this week? Okay. So the first book that I picked up, and I'm going to talk about this one at more length. I actually picked up 3 books that I'm going to do initial assessment on. But the first book is Conan, Battle of the Black Stone, Issue 1. So ever since Jim Zub started the new Conan series for Heroic and Titan, then this Black Stone has heavily tied in with everything with the Conan mythology that he's written. Now, this is written by Jim Zub with art by, who was it? Well, it's here somewhere. There we go. Art by Jonty Jonas Scharf. And it is different. The art is slightly different than what you get used to by Rob De La Torre and even from Doug Braithwaite. But it's still really good stuff. And you can tell that the colors are just out of this world. This is meant to be an epic. And it's not just an epic with Conan. It's also an epic with Agnes D. Chastelain and James Allison and even Solomon Kane, among other characters. So this is pretty much a tie-in with all of the Howard-verse characters that Robert E. Howard created. So this is starting out extremely strong. If you like the Conan run that Zub has been doing, you are absolutely going to love this title. So I would definitely recommend picking it up. Okay. The second book that I'm going to do a deeper dive on in first impressions or initial assessment is Jeff Lemire's Minor Arcana. And this is written, penciled, and inked by Jeff. So he's got even more skin in the game than his last book, which was Phantom Road, which I'm not really sure whether it's on a hiatus or whether Image just stopped it. I don't know if the numbers had dwindled. But anyway, this is a story about Teresa, and Teresa goes home to check on her mother, who says that she's not feeling well health-wise. So she returns to her mother's house, and you get a look at what their relationship is like, and it's just as broken as the house. But you've got Lemire artwork, Lemire writing, and it's absolutely a fun blast for this first issue. So I'm definitely looking into more of this series from Boom. Okay, we have the newest reprint of The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 96. We are getting closer and closer to the introduction of Negan in issue 100. That ought to be an absolute gore fest when you get to see what happens in issue 100 in color. Here we have the continuation of Rick helping to rid the hilltop of some of its weaker elements. And he also makes a deal with Jesus and Gregory in this issue to try to talk to Negan. Because at this point he doesn't know exactly how far out there Negan is or how bad of a character he can possibly be. So he thinks that he is still king of the mountain, and he thinks that he can handle whatever comes. So Gregory is convalescing in his bed after getting stabbed, and he and Rick try to come to terms with, okay, if we do end up putting this Negan out to pasture, what is going to happen next? So if you have not read this series in its original run, definitely go out there and check this out. You will not regret it. And this is issue 96, written by Robert Kirkman, with art by Charlie Adlard and colors by Dave McCaig. Okay, and the third book that I'm going to talk about in initial assessment is The Autumn Kingdom by Cullen Bunn, with art by Christopher Mitten. And this book details the story of sisters Summer and Winter and their mother and father. And all I'm going to say about it right now is, one, the art is absolutely gorgeous, and secondly, it details their father's story and characters coming to life. So there will be much more to talk about with the Autumn Kingdom issue 1 when I do my initial assessment video here in the next day or two. Okay. Then we have issue 9, the facsimile of Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. We've got Mike Zeck back on pencils with John Beatty on inks. We're slowly approaching, or I should say quickly approaching, the finale of this first miniseries, which was an absolute classic back in the day. It was the first big mini. Look at that Zeck artwork. It's just really, really amazing stuff. And the detail and the story that he puts into these characters' faces. But this was written by Jim Shooter. We have Spidey in the black costume. And we also have Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, in her black costume. It's kind of a weird Zeck face, but it's still cool. So I'll talk more about this in my Greatest Hits series that I've been talking about Secret Wars currently, and I've also been talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths facsimiles. Okay, one that I can get into more detail about is Spawn 356 with this awesome Mark Spears cover. I really like Mark Spears, and I really like Spawn, and I cannot believe that this book is now rapidly approaching issue 400. Written by Roy McConville, with art by Brett Booth and inks by Corona. Booth's artwork actually looks pretty strong here, I would say. I've really enjoyed it ever since he took over the title with issue 350, but there's always been some, I don't know, I guess maybe as he ages, it's just not as solid as it used to be, the artwork. So this issue kind of feels like a return to form with the level of detail and his strong storytelling as always. And this tells the tale of Lyra and how she came to find out that her mother and father were angel and demon on opposite sides of the war. And then she came to find that her mother had passed and that her father was somebody very, very special in this war. So at the end of it, we do get to see Spawn. He's still alive and kicking. And that is who she was telling the story to. So what's going to happen in the next issue? Looks like Spawn may have a new ally in his war against heaven and hell. Okay. Moving on. This is one that I haven't had a chance to really dig into yet because it's Tom King, so we all know it's going to be very verbose and wordy, but this is one of his best series in my opinion. Tom King is able to go out there and be wordy and verbose with absolutely gorgeous artwork by Bill Quist-Evely. I look forward to digging into this when I've got a little more time, but you can't go wrong with that artwork. I mean, just look at the world that both of these, this writer and this artist, have built. It is so deep and has so much history that you can't help but be drawn into it. A lot of people don't care for Tom King. They say that he is overly verbose when writing superheroes or writing Wonder Woman or something like that. But this story really gives his thought process time to breathe and time to expand. Plus, there's castles. Who doesn't like a good story involving castles and all of this exciting fantasy world that Helen's father had created for his novels? So that is going to be a lot of fun, and I will do a short video, if nothing else, to talk about that one issue further on down the line as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. I like that book. And the last one I'm going to talk about today is The Blood Brothers' Mother, Issue 2 by Distillery. And if you haven't been checking out these Distillery books, I keep telling you that their artwork in the size that it's done in is just breathtaking. And this is written by Brian Azzarello with art by Eduardo Rizzo. And you can tell that this is a labor of love for both of these creators, because the colors just pop. The characters have so much depth to them. You can look in their face and tell what's going on. You can get an idea of what they're feeling, how they're, what they're going through, whether it be anguish, whether it be sickness. Whatever it is that they're dealing with, you get it up close and personal with these Distillery books. So say what you will about them, because they're not perfect. And a lot of times these books do go through here. Hang on, I'm looking for... Look at that. Look at that. Look at the colors on that. That's ridiculous. A lot of these Distillery books seem to have been built on shock and awe, but this seems like one of the strongest Azzarello books that I've seen in quite a while. So you can tell that he's put his heart and his soul into it, and that he doesn't want to give anything less than 110% to the story and to the series and to Distillery. So in this second issue, the three brothers are still looking for their mother, who their father was shot and killed by a group of bandits, and they are in search of their mother so that they can rescue her from these bandits. Unbeknownst to them, their mother has got a past with these bandits, and there is a lot more going on in the story than what they know from their end. So, really, really enjoyable stuff. And if you guys haven't checked it out, I hope that you can find the first issue of this and make sure that you do check it out. And that, my friends, is the haul for this week. Some really, really amazing stuff. I'm sorry that there were so many new number ones that I have to wait and talk more about them on initial assessment. But I promise that video is coming up shortly. So, thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you have a great Wednesday, and that you get to enjoy your books. You get to kick back and rest and read. Hopefully the weather will be good for reading where you're at. And are there any books that you were excited about that I talked about? Anything that I didn't pick up that I should have? And again, we had a little bit bigger of a haul than normal, but I think there was a lot of really great stuff that came out this week. I'm really digging the Autumn Kingdom. I did get a chance to read that, and I'm also excited, really excited to check out Helen of Windhorn, issue 4 of 5. I hate that it is a mini rather than an ongoing, but hey, sometimes these things happen. Alright guys, thanks again for watching the video. Please give me a like and share, and subscribe to the channel. We are still growing. I am so happy about that. I love this. I love the ability to come on here and talk about comics with you guys. A medium that we all enjoy. So if you have not, please like and subscribe. Let's get this out to more people. All it takes is a second to just pop that thumbs up, and then other people will find these videos and hopefully get more entertainment out of them. So thanks again, guys. Hope you have a great evening, and we will talk to you later.